think that I shocked myself that I was not able to identify almost half the members of staff present. Um, I think this is an indication that there's work to be done on my part, um, because I think that we have not met in a long time with most of my colleagues here, physically that is. Um, and so this is just one of those platforms or opportunities to interact with the staff, though it is short because we also wouldn't want work to suffer in our offices. So, Madam Speaker, colleagues, and all of us, I say good morning once again. I have a very short statement to deliver by way of just welcome remarks, because this is an opportunity for Madam Speaker to address us. And so I want to take this opportunity on behalf of management and indeed on my own behalf to welcome you all to the launch of Keep Parliament Clean campaign, whose aim is to promote a clean and healthy work environment, not only at this institution, but by extension to the motel and all the facilities under our charge, including the constituency offices. I think that this campaign must extend to all precincts of the institution, and this is why we are happy that we are joined by our colleagues from the constituency offices. This morning, as I've indicated, Madam Speaker, my task or role is very simple, and is simply to call upon you, Madam Speaker, to address us and to launch this very important campaign. But before I do so, allow me to commend you and your exemplary leadership in coming up with this initiative. I've been around Parliament, I think, for slightly over 20 years, and to my recollection, I do not remember that we ever made this attempt of this nature. And so we are not taking this for granted, Madam Speaker, so we would like to commend you for this inaugural and noble responsibility that you have taken in this regard. This, by the way, Madam Speaker and colleagues, is in line with the National Assembly of Zambia Strategic Plan 2020 to 2026, which seeks, amongst other things, to improve administrative service delivery, enhance and strengthen institutional operational systems. Further, the strategic plan has recognized a clean and green environment as a cross-cutting issue, which is a key enabler to the realization of our strategic objectives. Madam Speaker, colleagues, as you may be aware, the National Assembly of Zambia remains as an admirable institution, not only among our citizens, but also across the continent and beyond. Though I must admit, having had the privilege to accompany you in some of the missions recently, that some of the parliaments that we visited, and just perhaps to mention a few in the interest of time, Angola is one of them, and Rwanda, I think that our cleanliness cannot compare to them. So the statement that I'm making, I think, has to be qualified. Yeah, we've been identified as one of those parliaments that are clean and admirable. But when you compare, Madam Speaker, to Rwanda and Angola, we are far behind. And perhaps that's a benchmark that we should be following, or that is the standard that we should be following. Therefore, we have an obligation to set an example in many facets, including, of course, among other things, cleanliness, like I've indicated. So in view of this, campaigns such as this being launched today, Madam Speaker, have a great influence in shaping the mindsets of our people and of those that look to us for guidance as an institution. I'll be failing in my duties if I do not implore all members of staff of the National Assembly of Zambia to fully participate in actualizing the objectives of this campaign. I think up to now we have always had this impression or understanding that we already have our colleagues from maybe services or housekeeping that are discharged with the responsibility to maintain cleanliness. I think that it is incumbent upon each one of us now to take cleanliness seriously and to maintain a clean environment, starting from our offices, and not leave it to our colleagues from the cleaning department to shoulder this important responsibility. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, it is my honor and privilege to call upon you, Madam, to address us. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening. Thank you.
Good morning. The first impression I got when I just entered, I was saying, we are so many. Because I've only been able to see a few of you. It's nice that today we can see each other, although at a distance, but at least we can put face to voice and all those things, but we hope that we can interact furthermore. When I got up here, I was looking as we were singing the national anthem. Again, I could see most of us were not singing. So I was wondering, is it the words or is it just not willing to sing? And unfortunately, even my neighbor on my left was also not singing. so, so I was wondering, maybe one day we should just sing on our own without the aid of the recorded national anthem. But you know, we should take pride in our national anthem. For me, I feel nice when proud and free, proud and free we stand. That is the very best time that I feel I'm proud to be a Zambian. So, Honorable, the acting clerk of the National Assembly, may I simply say members of staff from the National Assembly, I am delighted to join you on this very important occasion when the National Assembly of Zambia is officially launching the Keep Parliament Clean initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, from the outset, allow me to sincerely thank you all for finding time and attend this important meeting. This is a clear indication of the importance that you attach to a health working environment. Ladies and gentlemen, to enhance this kind of working environment, I am pleased to inform you that today I will be launching an initiative dubbed Keep Parliament Clean. The initiative is aimed at including and inculcating and promoting a culture of cleanliness amongst members of Parliament and staff here at Parliament buildings. I know the members of Parliament are not here, but cleanliness here includes everyone, members of staff, members of Parliament, and even our visitors that come to visit Parliament. So this is in respect to Parliament buildings, Parliament motel, and even our constituency offices across the country. In the same vein, the initiative will go a long way in complementing government's efforts of keeping Zambia clean. I'm not saying that Parliament has not been clean. No, I'm just saying that let's keep Parliament clean. Because as you know, our building was opened in 1967 when it was built. It was a showcase. Everybody was looking forward to looking at the National Assembly of Zambia, Parliament of Zambia. It stands out. But as time has passed, we need to maintain that standard and ensure that we maintain the cleanliness. And that is why we are here today to ensure that we maintain that cleanliness and also we remain an icon in the region just to depict what we stand for, having been one of the countries that got independence earlier. Members of staff, as you are aware, the value of cleanliness to health cannot be overemphasized. A clean and healthy environment is key to economic development because without being healthy, there is usually less production. A clean and healthy environment is part and parcel of the wealth and quality of life that we all desire for ourselves now and for our children in the future. Needless to state that lack of clean environments have over the years been attributed to the major causes of transmission of communicable diseases and the spread of diseases prone to cause epidemics such as coronavirus, COVID-19, among others. I have noted with the sadness the poor state of cleanliness, not only here at the main Parliament building, but also at Parliament Motel and constituency offices. This trend must not be allowed to continue, as the unhygienic and untidy environment will expose honorable members, staff, and the stakeholders that visit our premises to various health hazards. It cannot be overemphasized that recent pandemics such as the COVID-19 brought about the need for cleaner environments. Let us not forget this important lesson that COVID-19 taught us. As we battle the global public health crisis of COVID-19 over the past 2 years, we learned the need for cleanliness in public space. Consequently, may I remind you all that as National Assembly of Zambia, we enacted the Solid Waste Regulation and Management Act number 29 of number 20 of 2018, aimed at, among others, the promotion of public health by observing solid waste management safeguards that uphold key social and economic determinants. Section 24 of the Act imposes the responsibility to clean premises on the owners or occupiers of premises. It also imposes a duty on such owners and occupiers of premises to register with a licensed solid waste service provider in the service zone nearest to the property or premises for purposes of accessing solid waste services. Therefore, as an institution mandated by law to enact laws, we should thus be the first ones to implement laws that we promulgate. Members of staff, acting clerk, at this juncture, let me highlight some of the measures that the National Assembly of Zambia will implement to ensure that we maintain cleanliness of our surroundings. 1. It will be mandatory during all last Fridays of the month for staff at Parliament main buildings, Parliament Motel, and all constituency offices to participate in the cleaning of their respective offices, sanitary facilities, and any other area as designated by management. 2. Management will be carrying out random inspections to ascertain cleanliness and maintenance of Parliament buildings. 3. Stiff sanctions will be imposed on staff who deliberately disobey the outlined orders. I can see people don't like sanctions. So to avoid sanctions, we ensure that we comply. 4. Litter bins will be strategically placed around the premises. And 5th, we'll continue with the exercise of disinfecting the National Assembly of Zambia offices and other surrounding areas. To put context to this event, let me state that I have in the recent past, visited a number of parliaments within the region, just like the acting clerk stated. And my recent visit to Angolan Parliament was not only a wake-up call but also a testament to the fact that a standard should be set on how we keep our parliaments clean. When I went to Angola, I thought, it's a country that has just come from war. But I was amazed when I got to Angola, it was something else, Rwanda. The parliament building itself, it was sparkling clean. And in my curiosity, I even took a finger and did this. There was no dust. Everywhere it was very clean. And the Secretary General there, who is the clerk of the parliament, was saying that he spends a lot of money just to keep the place clean. There was no smell anywhere, whether it was in the elevator, whether it was in the toilet, there was no smell. Everything was sparkling clean. And when we come here, you'll be amazed just to go in our lift there. I'm sure most of you have used the lift. And I can't say much, but there's always an odor or a smell from the cooking that comes from the kitchen. If you look, you go in the elevator and look around, there's the lines of things dripping and what have you. I don't know whether we don't have, those things cannot be cleaned off or there's something that is missing. Please, we can do better. On 1st June 2023, I did have an opportunity to tour our premises with selected members of staff, and the situation I found was not pleasing at all. With an institution that prides itself with discipline, I believe that cleanliness is the form of that discipline. I've heard various justifications for this state of affairs, such as manpower and financial resources. However, I believe we can still make our parliament clean with our available resources and tools, only if we realize that keeping litter around and cleaning our own toilets does not require funding but mere commitment. I must emphasize that frantic efforts are being made to recruit staff in the various departments to deal with the limited staff following the approval of the new organogram for the institution. Nevertheless, I expect immediate results on the general cleanliness of offices and general surroundings. Parliament must not only be clean in the first week of September during the ceremonial official opening of Parliament, but must be a permanent feature throughout the year. I'm sure members of staff, you have taken a stroll around our Parliament premises here. If you just go behind there, you will see the amount of, well, sorry for the use of the word junk, but that is what it is. All that junk needs to be sorted out. I don't know if it's still there, but I think I had a date with the people in service to make sure that litter there is sorted out and disposed of. But anyway, they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, and today we are taking that first step. The safety department and housekeeping sections will be closely monitored from henceforth, and corresponding action will be taken for any omission. I've also been briefed that years back, this place used to be one of the cleanest places around, such that one would even have a meal in the powder rooms. I don't know if you can still do that now. So where did we go wrong? What happened? As I conclude, let me state that achieving a clean parliament will require transformation of our mindset. As an institution, we need to develop an attitude that will enable us to treat our environment with care. We must build on this whole suite of initiatives and momentum to ensure a clean and safe environment for everyone, not just from COVID-19, but also from other eminent diseases. Let me therefore direct the Clerk of the National Assembly to ensure the aforementioned measures aimed at creating a clean parliament are implemented without fail. Finally, I would like to urge all of us present here today to extend the initiative to our homes. Let us keep our homes, communities, and the country clean, as cleanliness is next to godliness. It is suggested that a clean workplace increases the professionalism and motivation of the employees, as well as promoting a healthy working environment. It is now my singular honor and privilege to officially launch the Keep Parliament Clean initiative. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker. I'm sure all of us have heard what Madam Speaker has said. We keep our environment clean, since cleanliness is next to godliness and even reflects our inner purity, our inner goodness. If we are good inside, it will show even outside. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for those words. And we are going to do our best to adhere to what you have said. And please let's avoid sanctions. We don't want to receive any letter. So let's abide by that. So on our program, there is a group photo, but our camera experts have informed me that it will be difficult for all of us to be in the photo. So I've been guided that a head of department and two members of staff from each department. So the head of department, you choose one male and one female from your department to join Madam Speaker at the front so that we remember this historic day as a symbolic photo. So I'll ask Madam Speaker now to rise, and she will lead us to the front of the main building. Head of department, just choose two people, one male and one female from your department for the group photo. And the rest of us can go back to our offices. Thank you very much.